Breakups are often the symptom of problems in a relationship. My workbook series, The Knowledge, is focused on helping you change your life in 4 key areas: retaining the information that I teach, personal growth, improving your relationships, and of course, re-attracting your ex. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about small mistakes that turn women off. Well, one of the things you guys may have noticed is that sometimes you can turn a woman off really quickly, and before you know it, the attraction is completely gone, and she went from a high interest level to a low interest level in seemingly a matter of no time. Sometimes even overnight. Well, unfortunately, you have to understand that women are very attracted to behavior. And depending upon how you act and how you understand women, they're going to be turned on or turned off by what you say and what you do. Now, one of the things that I teach is about attachment and attachment styles. And you have to understand that different attachment styles are going to be more turned off by different behaviors. And so it's tricky because when you first start dating somebody, you really don't know their attachment style because you're just getting to know this person. You don't know much about them. But you gotta pay close attention to how they act to interpret, okay, is this person more anxious or more avoidant? Because if you're dating somebody that is more anxious, they have a little bit more flexibility with your anxiety turning them off. Whereas an avoidant is going to be more likely to get turned off by clingy behavior. Now, if you're dating somebody that has a secure attachment, they are more flexible and understanding about these things, and they're going to probably look a little bit deeper than somebody that, say, is turned off quickly by anxious and needy behavior. But let me tell you something. For the most part, women are really turned off by anxious and needy behavior. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I really think that there's a biological component to this that makes women do this so they're safe, right? Because if you think about it, biologically, men are a lot bigger and stronger than women are, and so their safety is at risk when they're alone with a man, right? And so if a man is unable to control himself, he could lose his temper and wind up hurting the woman. So I believe there may be some kind of evolutionary function to testing a guy and paying close attention to how he behaves and how he acts. Because let's face it, when you're anxious, you lose control of yourself and you tend to become more violent, do things impulsively, and do the behaviors that sometimes make us crazy. Right? So if a woman can test you and see that you're, emotionally centered and strong from the get-go, then it makes a lot more sense for her to do it before risking herself being alone with you. Okay? So in today's video, I have a good email that's going to show you some of the mistakes that you might be making in your dating life. Okay? I got an email today from somebody that said, "Hello, Craig. My email is just to say thank you very much for everything. I thought of doing a coaching and the workbooks, but I honestly believe she will never contact me again." Okay, so right from the get-go, he's making major mistakes, okay? And there's a couple of them. Many of you guys assume that your ex is not going to contact you again, so you decide not to do a coaching, and then guess what happens? They contact you again, and you're not prepared because we didn't talk about it and we didn't come up with a plan. Because there are a lot of cases where you believe your ex won't come back again, and they do. But one of the biggest mistakes that I see you guys do time and time again is that your motivation level drops by like 90% when you think your ex isn't coming back. And number one, you don't know if they're going to come back or not, because in many cases they do and you just don't expect it. And number two, why is personal growth centered around another human being? It's personal growth, and it should be about you, and that should be your priority always, not because of another person. So please think about that, because I hate seeing people like this wind up hearing from their ex, even though it looks hopeless, down the road, and they're not prepared for it. So let me go on. I got on a bit of a tangent, but I'll tell you what, it's one of the things that drives me crazy as a coach, is knowing that these things often play out very different than you think they will. He says, I was talking to a girl from work, and it was the greatest time of my life. We only spoke through Facebook Messenger as we were both going through a separation from our spouses. We never did anything physical. Went on 4 dates. I completely fell head over heels for her as she made me feel like I've never felt before. Okay, already you could see in this paragraph there's a bunch of mistakes going on here. What's going on? Well, number one, he went on 4 dates with this girl, never did anything physical. I always teach you guys, you want to go for a kiss at the end of a date. Even if a girl doesn't reciprocate, at least she'll know where you're at and what you want, and she'll respect that, okay? You go on 4 dates with a girl, you don't try and kiss her, she's going to be like, oh, he might not be interested. And not only that, you're going to close that window of opportunity to try and rekindle things. There are window of opportunities with people, guys, and you have to understand that. Next thing you did, you fell completely head over heels for somebody that you've only went on 4 dates with? Come on, you're giving away your value to somebody you barely know. Now, you were talking on Facebook for a while, but you only went on 4 dates, and it seems to me like you're projecting all of your fantasies onto this girl, and that tells me that you probably don't have a lot going on in your life, that you're making it all about her. It goes on to say, I don't know why I was so overbearing, as we were both going through a separation and her mother had just been diagnosed with lung cancer. So you can imagine, mom's going through lung cancer. That would be extremely stressful, and now you're being overbearing on top of that. Another major mistake. I would get anxiety after not hearing from her after some time, and I would start to push her away. Guys, this is why I'm trying to get you emotionally centered. This kind of behavior is exactly what I was talking about at the onset of the video, where women will unconsciously test you to see, and so you could show that, hey, I'm emotionally centered, and if you back away, I'm not going to lose emotional self-control, lash out at you, become controlling, dominant, and scary. Plus, I would ask my friends for advice. What do I tell you guys all the time? You don't want to go to friends and family for advice. They're not experts when it comes to relationships. And they would say she's just using you, or she just needs attention. See, this doesn't make any sense to me, right? Why now all of a sudden she's using you? How is she using you? You went on 4 dates. What is she using you for? That doesn't make any sense. Their logic is flawed. And based on what you're telling me anyway. And she just needs your attention. Well, why wouldn't she enjoy your attention? Weren't you enjoying her attention? Why would you think that it's only to use you? Just because she didn't want things to go as fast as you did? No. Your friends don't understand the dynamics of relationships, and they're giving you bad advice. Guys, you gotta learn the stuff that Margaret and I teach. It's gonna keep you grounded. I wouldn't feel that in my gut, but would push her away. Okay, so you in your gut said, she's not using me, But your friends and your family put these things in your head, and they do it all the time, guys. Be very careful with what friends and family tell you. She continued to talk to me and tell me she wants to know me more because she really liked me, even when I would push her away. So, despite your bad behavior and your mistakes, she continued to tell you she wants to get to know you more, yet your friends think she's using you? It sounds like she liked you and she was hoping that you would show her how to act and how to behave, but you didn't listen and you did what you wanted. But after you kept with the bad behavior, she eventually got turned off. Women don't want to teach guys how to act. I can tell you that right now, guys. Here we go. Here's another big mistake. I sent her a long letter expressing my feelings and said I was going to walk away. She messaged me and said, "Please never contact me ever again." Well, there you have it, guys. There's the letter for you. He expressed his feelings. I tell you guys, you don't want to write letters like this to women. It makes them feel trapped. It does not make them feel attracted to you. And now she says, "Please never contact me ever again." And you can't. You cannot reach out to a woman when she says, "Never contact me again." You got to respect it, because no woman is going to respect a man that is chasing after her after she says that to him. That's when I found you and went into no contact. We haven't talked in 3 months, and I saw her outside of work getting out of a guy's car, and they kissed goodbye. I was crushed. Why were you outside of her work? Did you work together? Because I don't think you said that in the email. And if you don't work together, that's a big problem. That means you're stalking. And I'm getting the vibe, based on what you wrote here, you may have been stalking. I think because our situation was so different, even after almost 2 years of talking, 2 years of talking on Facebook? That's not making any sense. I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe you met at work, you worked together, and you were talking as friends? I don't know. She will never reach out, so I'm picking up the pieces of my broken heart and moving on. Your videos taught me so much that I was doing everything wrong. I still watch you and Margaret every day to help ease my anxiety. I just want to say thank you. You have helped me more than you will ever know, and I'm forever grateful. Well, thank you so much for those kind words. It really does mean a lot to Margaret and I do forward her emails when we get kind emails like this. So thank you for sharing this, and I've picked on you a little bit here, but hopefully it's going to help a lot of people out there learn from these mistakes, identify them, and correct them. But guys, please understand that even if you have a 0% chance, even let's just say you have a 0% chance of getting back with your ex, it would be foolish for you to not make personal growth a priority, because somebody else is going to come along, maybe 10 times more amazing than your ex. And what's going to happen if you haven't really learned the skills and the strategies that I teach and the things that I have put in the workbook for you guys? 350 questions, guys, for you to think about and change and grow. I want to see all of you guys have a success story. Now, some of that will be with an ex, and some of that will be with somebody else. But if you make personal growth the #1 priority, you're going to get it. One day, maybe not today, maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months, who knows when, but by learning all the stuff that we share with you guys, you will get success, because nobody teaches the stuff that we put out there, with the combination of learning about attachment trauma, attraction, attractive behaviors, communication, boundaries, mental health. All of that is done so you guys can grow. Share this with your friends and your family, okay? You know they don't understand the stuff that I teach. share it with your support system so they can learn this stuff and become a stronger pillar in your life and not give you bad advice, like telling you that they think your ex is using you for attention or just using you for whatever when you only went out on 4 dates. It doesn't make any sense. It's not like you're paying all her bills. If you were telling me, I'm paying all her bills and I haven't seen her in 6 months, I'd be like, yeah, she might be using you. But you only went on 4 dates, and why would she use you? What would she be using for? It doesn't make any sense to me. It seems like she was trying to get to know you too. You even said yourself that she kept telling you she wanted to get to know you more despite you pushing her away. Okay? So, when you want to get my help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching, I do Skype. Margaret is also available. She has over 35 years of experience, and she's amazing. Subscribe to the channel, and put a like on the video for us. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.